You didn't lose confidence, you lost context. But context is back online and entering the chat again today because that no, it wasn't a verdict. It was your very own bouncer. It stood at the velvet rope and said, "Not this room, love. Your room is right around the corner." Hey, friend, welcome back to Confident and Empowered, the Encourager of Everything show. I'm Letitia Hopkins, your encourager in chief and main character hype woman. If life just knocked the wind out of you, I'm talking a breakup, a career no, or a personal spiral, today is your comeback fuel. In the next 20 ish minutes, I'll help you read rejection like a reroute instead of resigning from your dream. Calm a triggered nervous system so your mind stops gaslighting your greatness. And I'm sharing my 5 C's comeback framework to rebuild real, unshakable confidence. Consider this the beginning of a new relationship with rejection because no means not for you, but in the best way possible. You've been playing small long enough. It is time to speak life into your life. These aren't just your regular schmegular affirmations. They're your main character activations. Say it loud. I am the main character and I live it. Download your power affirmations in the show notes below. Hey, friend, come on in. If you've been hit with a no, a plot twist, or a full face plant while chasing a dream, trust me, you are still in the right story. Today, we're talking about the confidence comeback, how to rise when the moment tried to take you out and actually come back stronger, softer, and more sure of who you are. This episode ties directly into our last one on dreaming bigger because having a dream, it's so romantical, ain't it though? It's so dreamy. The harps are playing. You can see the beautiful video montage playing all the late nights and all the work that you put in. Everything is unfolding wonderfully. And next thing you know, you've made the dream come true. You got the promotion. The business is booming. You fall in love. Your bundle of joy is born. Whatever that big dream is, it has come to life. Now, funny enough, whenever we're dreaming up our heart's desires, that dream never includes the nightmare of hardships that we might face. And that's never a part of the plan. Am I right? We don't seem to factor in the fact that there's going to be setbacks, there's going to be pitfalls and challenges. There are a number, and I mean a number, honey, of ways that life can decide to punch you right in the face as you are chasing these dreams. It might show up in your career or business, like you might have a huge launch that flops or have low sales and start to say things to yourself like, maybe no one wants this, which causes you to spiral into overthinking. Or maybe you've been just killing it at work and yet you get passed over for a promotion and you start to think, if I were better, they'd pick me. Or, oh my goodness, can we talk about dating and relationships for a minute? Because, honey, that was my struggle season for show. I'm talking about mixed signals, the pen pal phase, and don't even get me started on the ghosting. All of it, which would lead me to think, where did I go wrong? And then, of course, there's the breadcrumbing or just emotionally unavailable pattern that shows up on repeat. The chaos chemistry masquerading as connection. Been there, did that. Or it's the conflict avoidance, which leads to blow ups. You have that constant fear of being rejected, So then your self betrayal spikes up at an all time high just to keep the peace. Or maybe you experience friends or family criticizing your growth, and it may be time to actually do an approval detox because the criticism has no place here, especially when we are in dream chasing mode. Or maybe your inner critic starts running the show, and suddenly you're a Google non accredited doctor who constantly self diagnoses yourself with imposter syndrome. Like you're trying to do everything that you can to make this dream come true. And yet in your mind, you're still asking yourself, who am I to do this? Or maybe you get caught up in perfectionism paralysis disguised as prep. You've done like 1,000 iterations and you're still saying that I'm just not ready yet. Or maybe you're dealing with the comparison spiral after seeing a stream of everybody else winning. You're scrolling socials and everyone's highlight reel has got you feeling like I'm behind. Or maybe you've just been at it for so long and now you're feeling some shame after making a public mistake and thinking I blew it. And with one or more of these things at play, you could have just worked yourself so hard into dang near shut down your nervous system and obliterate your well being. You end up hitting that brick wall, and burnout and energy crash is right in your face. You've been over functioning for so long that now you're just numb. Or you've just been having those anxious thought loops. And now your brain is battling and your body is saying, I'm not safe. Or you get hit with a health derailment because don't even get me started on hormones, any. And now it's got you questioning why you can't push like you did before. Or maybe you're just on the people pleasing rebound and you're saying yes and then instantly resenting it. And there's so many more ways that life can derail you. Maybe it's showing up in your faith and you're questioning, like, God, did you even hear the prayers that I was saying? Like, were you listening? When really it's our opportunity to recognize the divine delay is really just a spiritual waiting room. Or maybe you face some unexpected expenses and now all of a sudden scarcity has spiked to an all time high. Or you just didn't bank on how difficult it would be to skill up. Like you didn't realize it would be hard to learn how to do so many of these parts that go into the dream. And now you're dealing with so much technology and you're thinking, I'm not a tech person. Until you end up like me saying that the internet ate my homework. Or my personal favorite, the tech guy is on vacation, but I'm really the tech guy. Okay, listen, we're not even gonna get into all that. But at the same time, there can be things going on with you personally. Maybe this is a difficult season for your family and you have to be a caregiver. And now the little capacity that you had, you're now trying to squeeze your dream into where it fits and you're not even sure if it's going to fit. And then next thing you know, you're putting it on the back burner. Any number of these things is enough to throw any of us off our game, especially during what's supposed to be our winning season. But let's be real. The moment you chose a bigger dream, life will lovingly throw some things at you and ask, but do you mean it? It's easy to take it personal as if life is trying to take you out the game when it's just constantly trying to check your temperature. You have a mission. You set a plan. You have this beautiful vision of how things are supposed to unfold, and then boom, plot twist. Here comes the disappointment, the letdowns, the challenges that make you question if your why is strong enough to weather the storm. We all know the struggle is real. So why are we surprised when it shows up? I mean, we are shocked and appalled. It even had the nerve to show up. I mean, did it not get the memo with our perfectly curated video montage? I mean, hello. Contrary to popular belief, setbacks are not proof that you can't have it. They are just invitations to become the person, the version of you who can hold it. So, deep breath, shoulders down. You've got this, friend. Now, we may not know exactly what adversity will show up, but we know it's bound to happen at some point. So, let's talk openly about what happens when things don't go as planned. You start to go through these thought loops in your mind. Which one of these are you? Do you personalize everything? Does your mind go straight into, it's me, I'm not enough? Or do you start catastrophizing? You know, that all or nothing mentality, thinking, if this didn't work, nothing will. Or do you fall into the comparison spiral, thinking that everyone else is winning and it's only you who's behind? Or does your mind go straight into control stories? Like, if I had perfected it more, this wouldn't have happened. Maybe you tend to lean into one more over the other, or maybe you just go through a series of these, and that's okay. There's also a lot of big emotions that come up. You might experience shame, again, going back to personalizing it, thinking that you must be wrong. Or it's the shame versus the guilt, thinking that you did something wrong. And then there's just the array of things that can come up, the disappointment, the grief, the anger, resentment, or even fear of future rejection, any of which can stop you dead in your track. And if you haven't noticed this coming up in your thoughts or in your emotions, maybe you'll see it more in your behaviors. Maybe you start overcompensating. That's where perfectionism and overworking become very, very loud. Or maybe it's the people pleasing, that whole desperate and chasing type energy is showing up in everything that you do. Or maybe you're just in avoidance, like you're ghosting the goal and suddenly you're wondering why you're procrastinating so much. Or maybe you just start numbing yourself by doom scrolling, heavy snacks, honey, just all the time snacking, or even shopping, trying to fill the void. Or maybe you get defensive or even performative and just constantly say, I'm fine, even when you're not. But you know what else could be happening? Your feelings are hurt. Somewhere without even recognizing it, you attach the results to your identity, AKA your ego is bruised. Now, I know the ego gets a bad rap a lot of times, but I want you to think of your ego as your inner security guard. I'm talking top flight security of the world, Craig. Leave it to Day Day and Friday after next. But your ego is really your security job. Its job is safety and consistency, not expansion. So a no to your ego feels like a threat to belonging, to your identity or control. So your ego can jump into protection mode. And its strategies can look like this. Maybe it's protecting your identity, so it's going to start pushing for perfectionism. It's more so thinking like, I'm good, I'm smart, I'm lovable. I know they ain't rejecting me, honey. Or it'll go into belonging defense. It's going to trigger the people pleasing, and next thing you know, you're shrinking your truth. Or it'll respond with control illusion. It makes you think that if you control every variable, you can prevent pain. which ultimately leads to overworking and a lot of rigidity. It really, really stifles your creativity. And psychologists have taught us about confirmation bias, which is when your brain starts scanning for past evidence that you're not enough. Meanwhile, completely ignoring all the data that you are. Or maybe your ego does the narrative hijack where it has received that one no, but suddenly that no has become your life story. And you start saying things like, this always happens to me. Now, your ego, it's your inner security guard, and it has a great heart. It just has outdated intel. It's the bodyguard that's running yesterday's playbook to protect today's heart. Now, friend, we don't need to banish the ego into exile, okay? We just update it. So I want to give you this acronym to do for your ego instead. Now, I know that you may have heard the acronym for ego being edging God out, and I love that. But this is something that I want you to do to actually work with your ego. So in this case, the E is empathize. It's okay to say to your ego, hey, protector, that really hurt. Recognize the sting, and then say, thanks for looking out and keeping me safe. Because that's what it's really trying to do. It's trying to protect you, it's trying to keep you safe. And the G is for give it a new job. It can keep you safe while you try again. So you can tell it to scan for lessons, not danger, while you give it another go. And the O is for offer evidence. Your brain needs proof that you've done the hard things before and you did great. You actually thrived because of it. So I really encourage you to even keep a proof folder where you can keep a list of your wins and hard things that you've done, because your ego needs to be reminded and it needs proof that yes, things may get hard up in here, but you can still be successful. You've done it before and we'll do it again. So E is for empathize, G is for give it a new job, and O is for offer evidence. It needs proof that's contrary to the negative beliefs that is trying to feed you. Or you can also do what I like to call truth or tale. You've heard of truth or dare, but I like to do what I call truth or tale, because us humans, we are amazing storytellers. We craft up some outlandish yet incredible stories, don't we? Sometimes, and I love us so much, but sometimes we can tell some tall tales, and it's important to check yourself whenever it's needed. So you can just simply ask yourself, is this the truth or a tale? And do the same thing with your ego, because your ego can be the worst at times, and it can even tell lies. So let me give you four of the lies that it loves to tell, and then we're going to upgrade it with truths. So, one of those lies, what's most common right now, is if I were worthy, I wouldn't be rejected. The truth is, worth is not even on the table. It's not a question of your worth, it's about the fit and the timing. The other lie, I should be embarrassed. Friend, attempts are credibility. Leaders, and I mean anyone that you deem as successful, they all have histories of rejection. So it's nothing to be embarrassed about. It's a part of learning. The other lie, it's safer to wait. When the truth is, waiting isn't safety, capacity building is. And the other famous lie, this means I'm not ready. When the truth is, this means that you're getting ready. So let's bridge the gap. Okay, friend, you are doing so good. I mean, we are doing some work up in here today. But let's do a somatic interrupt while you update, okay? I want you to take in one psychological sigh, just an inhale and exhale. And if you are in a position to do so, shake your hands. Just shake it out. You've had your deep breath in, you've blown it out. Now just shake your hands. Just release whatever needs to be gone. You have to teach your body safety. It's been hardwired with a lot of stuff that have gone on and built up over the years. But we have the opportunity to release and teach it that it's safe now. So, here are a few other simple tools that I want to share with you to just help you bring your nervous system back into a comeback mode. A simple breath work exercise is the 4-4-8. You inhale for 4, hold for 4, and exhale for 8. Do that 5 times and you reset your system. Or you can do the ground and gaze, where you name 5 things you can see, 4 that you can feel, 3 you can hear, 2 you can smell, and 1 you can taste. Or you do the shake it out. Just 2 minutes of loose shaking from the ankles up. Just let the stress move through your body so it's not living in your body. So these are just a few simple tools that you can use at any time to just help to level set yourself. I'm so proud of you, friend. You are doing great. Friend, you know there's more for you, more confidence, more clarity, more alignment. But somewhere along the way, you stopped asking yourself what you really want. And it's time to reconnect, to remember who you are before the doubt, the pressure, and the perfectionism took over. The main character energy journal prompts are your daily invitation to step back into your power, to get honest, to dream boldly, to see yourself again. This is where the identity shift actually begins. Not just with words, but with truth, with self-awareness, with you. Start your journaling journey today and write your way back to the most magnetic, aligned, and unstoppable version of yourself. You are not just chasing your next era, you are being her. Grab the main character energy journal prompts now in the link in the show notes, okay? So let's move on. Let's rewrite the story of rejection real quick, because rejection isn't a verdict, it's a direction. And that no is like a bouncer at the velvet rope of your best fit future. It's really not here to embarrass you. Sometimes its method may not be ideal. However, it's here to redirect you to the easiest path. I know sometimes it's hurtful when a door is closed, but trust that closed door often saves you time, builds self trust and energy that you would have spent forcing something that just wasn't aligned. When we stop making no mean not enough and start letting it mean not this way, confidence returns. Now, that is a word, honey. All right, friend, let's put this into motion. When life swings and lands one, we don't spiral, we sequence. I want you to use these 5 C's anytime you feel like you've been knocked down in your career, relationships, or life, or even just chasing your dreams. 1, catch the fall. Name what happened without a harsh headline. Because listen, I know that you quick-witted and your inner critic has some really snappy headlines for you, okay? But what we want to do is just name what happened. And here's your script to do it. What happened is, and fill in the blank. What I'm feeling is, and fill in the blank. Just tell it like it is. And then give yourself the space to reflect on what you're feeling. And then just take a moment to just regulate. Breathe in 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4. Tell your body we are safe. Number 2, clear the meaning. Separate facts from the story. This is really where confidence comes back online. This is where you can use that truth or tale and ask yourself, what's the neutral version of this? And then reframe it with a reminder. This is feedback, not a final grade. And then 3, choose the micro win. Momentum is the cure for doubt. So I want you to pick one action that you can spend just 5 to 15 minutes on that you can actually accomplish, whether it's send the email, edit the paragraph, make the call, book the consultation. It's those micro wins, honey. The things that you can do, the small steps that you can take, even the teeniest of tiniest steps help to build that momentum. And then celebrate immediately because confidence is repetition plus recognition. This is how you sew it into your subconscious. And then 4, commit to aligned action. So within the next 72 hours, choose that's a short enough window that matches who you are becoming. So pick a goal and make sure that you accomplish it within those 3 days. So maybe for your career or your business, you're going to make 3 aligned opportunities by Friday. Or in your relationships, you're going to initiate one real conversation this week. Or maybe in your life, you're going to protect 30 minutes for your dream that keeps finding you. Whatever that goal is, set it and commit to completing it within 3 days. And 5, continue the celebration. Reinforce identity with evidence. Now, you really got to check your resume because you are doing so much and you're not giving yourself enough credit for it. So maybe at night, you just capture 3 things. Maybe this is what goes into your proof folder. You just at night capture 3 receipts, choices that you made that align with your comeback. And then journal, creating a future cast. You can ask yourself, if I keep going like this for 90 days, who will I be? And you can lock it all in with one of those practices that we learn to do, the somatic interruption. It's just that quick reset, whether it's the deep breath in, the exhale out, and then shake your hands to just let go of anything that you're not meant to carry so that you can make room and create more capacity for what it is that you want to allow in. And I cannot leave you without giving you the self-love 2-step. This is how we acknowledge and affirm the assignment. Another tool that you can use when you start to feel like the fear of rejection is upon you. You have to lead yourself out loud. So step 1, acknowledge. You can say out loud, I acknowledge how painful this is and how hard I tried. I'm staying with the part of me that feels scared. Just acknowledge it for what it is. So often we want to avoid or pretend as if something isn't painful so that we don't have to feel it, but it's festering in the background and leaking into everything that you're doing. So if you would just acknowledge it and just stay with it for a moment. This is how you show up for yourself. So just acknowledge it and acknowledge how you feel. And then step 2, affirm the assignment. This isn't punishment, it's preparation. Remind yourself, I'm qualified for this moment. And say to yourself, I can start again wiser, lighter, more aligned. Really write this down and come back to it and say it in your own voice. Your nervous system believes you. And this is how you build up that confidence and self trust within yourself. Friend, can I just tell you, everything important and meaningful that I've ever had and have in my life right now all took me much longer than I thought it would to get it. My patience was tested, my nerves and all the good sense that I have was stretched beyond its limits far more than I care to admit. And truthfully, every major loss I've had stripped me of the person I thought I had to be and gifted me with the woman I was meant to be. There is no comeback without challenge, but it's a privilege that we get to rise to meet it. So let me pour into you real quick, friend. Place your hand on your heart and breathe. You are not the door that didn't open. You are the woman who keeps saying yes to who she's becoming. Every no was busy building your precision. Your steps are being ordered and optimized. You are not late. You are being lined up. And when it lands, it won't just be success, it'll be a true fit, peaceful, sustainable, yours. My friend, you didn't break, you were reborn. The door didn't deny your destiny, it defended it. The bouncer didn't block you. She redirected you to the room built to hold your brilliance. So breathe, shake it out whenever you need to, pray, and then take your 10-minute brave act. Keep your standards high and your heart soft. Proof over panic, identity over strategy. Your confidence isn't missing, it's waiting at the next aligned yes. So keep walking. My dearest friend, you don't need to rebuild into a harder version of you. Rebuild into a truer one, softer where softness serves you, stronger where strength secures you, wiser because you listened, bolder because you remembered who you are. Your dream is sacred, holy ground with your name on it. It isn't fragile, it's precious. It doesn't need your perfection, it wants your presence. It's a God breathed assignment, waiting to be nurtured, not hustled, watered with belief, warmed by consistency, protected by boundaries, and fed by even the tiniest of brave reps. When a door closes, bless it. That was the velvet rope bouncer doing her job, guarding your capacity, escorting you toward the room built to hold every ounce of your brilliance. Proof over panic, identity before strategy. We don't get smaller to fit the room. We find the room that fits who we are becoming. So tend to your dream like a living thing. Breathe. Calm the body so the vision can speak. Acknowledge and affirm. Tell the truth about the sting from the pain. Then claim the assignment. Practice one 10-minute micro win. Repeat until momentum moves. Say yes to what sustains you and say no to what drains you. And praise. Log your receipts, friend. Evidence that you and God are building together. You are not starting over. You are starting on purpose and in your truth. Your greatest comeback will not be loud, but it will be aligned. And when it lands, it won't just be success, it'll be peaceful, sustainable, and yours. And when the world whispers, not yet, Let your spirit smile and whisper back, watch me. If today is your comeback day, and I believe that it is, start small, start kind, start now. Your future self is already clapping for you. I love you so much. I believe in you. Now nurture the dream and meet me at the next aligned yes. And I can't wait to hear how far you rose. And just like that, queen, another layer of your glow up activated. But don't just listen, live it. Because main character energy isn't just a vibe, it's a decision. And you just made it. Want to keep this energy going? If something in today's episode hit home, don't keep it to yourself. Fix another queen's crown. Share it, review it, or send it on with love. Whatever feels aligned. Your words, your stars, they help this message reach even more hearts and many more glow ups. When you share this show, you are not just spreading encouragement, you are reminding another woman she always had the power. We are rewriting stories, raising standards, and showing the world what empowered love really looks like. So remember, when you show up for you first, everything else aligns. Until next time, walk in your power, love out loud, and keep showing up like the main character you were born to be. Say it with me now. I am the main character of my life. I lead with love and I rise on purpose. All right now, friend, let's go. Your era isn't coming, it's arrived. And you already know how we do it around here. We don't settle, we shine. All because together we can encourage over everything.